Alright guys, I am back with another training video. This time I'm going to run you through my shoulders, traps, and abdominal workout that I just did the other night. So I always like to kick things off if I can, depending on the traffic in the gym and everything, but it was very, very light on this particular day. So I usually will start with rear delts, and that's what I'm doing right here. This is one of my go-tos of all time, just really, really heavy rear lateral dumbbell raises. I usually bounce between that and the reverse pec deck. But my joints have been feeling pretty good for that exercise. Same thing with my back. So a lot of that will depend on what I'm doing, how work went through the week, and that'll dictate, because sometimes my lower back and some of my joints will take a little bit more of a beating, tendons and whatnot, doing all the drywall work and stuff like that. So I had a pretty light week as far as work went, so I was able to adjust my training accordingly. So I just finished up with those, move on to this side lateral machine that I really, really like. So 3 working sets here I did, and then the previous exercise I just did 2, because my rear delts don't really need a lot of attention. They're pretty good, especially when I hit my side chest shots and everything. You can definitely see that they're a standout body part. So usually just 2 heavy working sets. That's a done deal for me. And again, I've been going back to the just the heavy, short and sweet max OT type of training. 4 to 6, 4 to 8 rep range, right in that area, depending on the day, and just keeping the volume low, because that's how I respond the best with the heavy weight and the lower volume. And then each body part gets hammered once a week. That's usually how I do it. That's what works the best for me. So I went back to that kind of split, especially leading up with getting into this contest, and calories are starting to decrease, and I just try to get in and get out best bang for my buck, especially, being 40 years old, going on 41 in June. I'm finding that less is more, so I'm taking advantage of that when I can and just listen to my body. So just to round everything together, some heavy front lateral raises. I did 2 working sets here. I started with the 70s. Those felt pretty good. They were right at that threshold where I got my 8 reps, and the execution I was happy with. As far as, like with max OT, these types of exercises, you can see the form is not super strict, but it's also not, like ridiculously reckless at the same time. You want to be somewhere in between. And you figure that out on your own when you do enough years of training. You find that sweet spot, that good balance between overloading the muscle and not being too strict and not getting overly carried away where you're swinging so hard that you're about to knock yourself over or somebody around you. So, yeah, this is about how I got into it, and I did level up and go to the 75s, gave them a little bit extra push, gave them a try, and that was a little out of my price range as far as the way I was executing them. It did start to feel, I actually felt like I jumped up even higher, felt like a set of 80, 85s in my hands. It was significant, and that was at the end of the workout. I just kept that intensity, alive and burning, just keep everything moving. And it was nice because I didn't have a lot of people that, sometimes people you'll get caught up in conversation, and one thing will lead to another when people are asking you about the diet and how you're feeling and when's the show, where's the show, what do you weigh, blah, 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 blah. I didn't have any of that to distract me. So then I moved on to some heavy shrugs. This is heavy for me right now, just with the way these feel on my lower back. So I'm just sticking with 4 plates aside on the Smith machine for right now. Sometimes I will use, I'll set up in the squat rack and just do free weight barbell shrugs. But decided to go with this Smith machine. It's got a little bit of an angle on it, and I had I don't know if you guys can see in the video or one of the other clips, but I was standing on a couple 25-pound plates just to get myself like another inch and a half off the floor. That's just something I do, like as far as where that Smith machine locks. So moved on to, this was to finish things off, just doing some cable upright rows. I've always been a big fan of going heavy on these. And this is the way that I've been doing them pretty much since day one, as far as like engaging my traps right from the get-go, right off the rip. I make it so it's like I'm pretending like I'm already like I'm doing like a barbell shrug or something, and I automatically engage my traps, and then I start just pulling the bar up just underneath my chin, and that keeps it fully engaged the whole time, and that's worked really, really well for me over the years. And then this is the boring part of the video. So this was just some ab training that I finished up with. Still hitting abs every other day, and then I rotate certain exercises in accordingly. Like so, for instance, my ab wheel training, that's been getting a little bit of a break because sometimes the tendons and stuff just aren't feeling too good. Like again, it all depends on a combination of how work went and then how everything's feeling when I get in that day. So I decided to I started with these cable crunches here as you see me performing. And I've been trying to stick to around 15 to 20 reps right in that range. And can't see in the video because it's cut off, but I'm trying to pretend like I'm doing a knee raise. So that will contract my lower abs as well as the top portion of my abs. And then good old fashioned, tried and true, just crunches. Yeah, these it's pretty funny. When I started doing these a couple weeks ago, I could only get like 10 reps. I'm like, holy shit. Like when I was 14, 15 years old, when I first started doing these, yeah, that's going way back when I like first started bodybuilding and getting into working out and all that stuff. I started with just doing a few hundred push-ups and sit-ups every night in my room, and I can remember being able to do a lot more. And obviously it was lighter body weight, it's a lot different these days, but yeah, getting 10 reps and then just being so gassed and fatigued from 10 reps, like, damn, man, I really got to step my game up. So I've been doing sets of 25 with these. And then I did actually, after this, I did some ab wheel rollouts because they were feeling pretty good on this day. So yeah, again, that just depends on, I go a lot by feel. I mean, I do have like a general outline when I approach the gym. I got my logbook with me, which you guys don't see in the, in the video, but I've been logging everything, all my sets, my reps. Yeah, so I already have a general outline when I come to the gym. And then sometimes I do have to make adjustments because, there are times, as you guys would know this too, when you arrive to the gym and you're going to have a good amount of traffic if you catch the evening crowd, which most of the time I am. I'm catching that 5:30 crowd, and sometimes I just got to make adjustments accordingly. If there's a handful of people on a piece of equipment that I got to get to, or every other one that I need to get on is a little bit occupied, I'll just go with a plan B or change the order around. Sometimes I do that. But there's other times too where I can just jump in with somebody and yeah, they don't have a problem with it at all. So that's always good. Got people that are willing to work with you. So yeah, and just doing these ab wheel rollouts, these feel a lot better. I'm going to make note of this from now on when I do these. These feel a lot better overall when I do these at the very end instead of doing them first, because initially when I started doing these, I was doing these first in my ab training, and I like doing them right at the end when I already gave my abs a good workout. They're nice and contracted, they're tight, the blood's in the area, and then throwing these at them dead last. This is helping a lot as far as getting that contraction I'm going after, because a lot of times, yeah, if I start with these, it'll take a few sets and quite a few repetitions to actually feel that. And right off the rip, right away, when I get to this exercise, I'm already feeling that. So yeah, I did a couple sets here. I think I did 3 sets of 15 reps is what I did. I don't know, I got my book in my truck and it's too cold to go get that sucker right now and go back and look at everything. But fortunately, I don't have a whole lot, as far as the training goes. I keep it pretty cut and dry, pretty basic. It's not super, super elaborate. So I'm able to half-ass remember what I did for you guys. But yeah, doing sets of 15 reps and going a little bit slower, holding that contraction right at the extension right there. That's been working great for me. I'm still making the progress that I need to make, sitting at, yeah, exactly to this day, 13 weeks out. and looking right on schedule, right on point, how I should be looking for 13 weeks out, and how I'm feeling and everything. Body weight is still 217, between 217 and 218, so still tightening up, and the overall weight has not budged yet. So it's looking like, I mean, for a while there I was going, you know, because I've been trying to decide, like I kept thinking about making the light heavyweight class again, just coming in at the very top of light heavy, and then once I do my early weigh-in on Friday, just start feeding myself up and end up being, you know, a good 10 to 12 pounds heavier come show day at prejudging, be around 210, just be an absolute freaking wrecking ball in the light heavyweight. But it's maybe not looking like that's going to happen. We'll see what happens when I do this InBody scan again to see, you know, what it's telling me where I'm at, just to give me kind of a reference of how much body fat I got that still needs to come off. But that's going to do it for the video, and I appreciate you guys as always for watching. Thanks. Take care.